Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Steve. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm just an American guy on a journey to discover my English and Irish ancestry. Today, I thought we'd mix it up a little bit and look at 10 reasons why the UK is the best country in the world. Best country in the world is a strong statement. In some ways, I think that most people in a nation believe their nation is the best, but some people in a nation don't believe that. I think all nations have their positives and their negatives, no matter where that nation is. And I also think that some pros and cons are based off of the individual, or in the eye of the beholder, so to speak. What some people believe is a negative, other people believe is a positive, and vice versa. So the best country in the world would ultimately be determined by the individual, but there are obviously going to be some determining factors that are universal. For example, I think everybody would say the safer a country is, the better. I don't think anybody would say, yeah, I want to live in an unsafe country. No, I don't think that's the case. But ultimately, I think the best country is the country that has the greatest amount of positives and the least amount of negatives. So far, I think the UK, from what I know of it so far, seems like a great place. I'm sure there are problems there, like anywhere else, but I see a lot of positives there from what I know so far. But anyways, guys, let's get into this. 10 reasons why the UK is the best country in the world.
Just in case you didn't know, the United Kingdom is a
All right, guys. I noticed this. European Union. Didn't you guys leave the European Union? Maybe this is just an old passport.
sovereign country. It is a nation within its own government and
Beautiful.
has a seat at the United Nations. Its full name is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Great Britain is the larger island that contains...
Yeah, we learned this earlier in the week. I was surprised to see... I guess the greatest thing the most shocking thing to me was that Northern Ireland was part of the UK. I literally thought Ireland was just Ireland, a separate country. I had no idea it was two separate countries. That was interesting to me. And I'm still wondering about like these little islands like this. I think there's the Shetland Islands, I believe, and a few others. Do they belong to the United Kingdom, or are they part of Ireland or Republic of Ireland or something else? Let me know in the comment section, guys.
in Scotland, England and Wales, and then the United Kingdom contains Northern Ireland too. Hey guys, Sam here from the Geography Bible. I hope you are having a fantastic week wherever in the world you may be. In this video, we will give you 10 reasons.
Is that Big Ben? And that's in London, correct? Why is it called Big Ben? And also, I would really enjoy learning about the different landmarks. So if anybody has an idea of a video or a direction they can point me in to kind of learn about some of the different landmarks. I'd like to learn about Big Ben, the history behind it. I'd like to learn about the history behind the London Bridge. I'd like to learn about the history behind some of the palaces like Buckingham Palace. I've got to look into things like the Parliament building. I think I know what the Parliament building looks like. But I'm sure there's many, many landmarks that I would love to look into the history of and whatnot. So if you have any ideas, please share them in the comments. I'll try to eventually get around to looking into them.
That's why we think the UK as a whole...
Yes, guys, I'm going to try not to pause too much, but please bear with me. I'm trying to learn different things here and trying to take it all in, and I just want to marinate on my thoughts a little bit. But this is the type of scenery that I absolutely love. I love these idyllic little villages. You got this little village with the trees all around, the beautiful green kind of grass, kind of like a farmland type of look. I love this look. I love old cemeteries and things like that. That's something that I would absolutely love to check out. Just old cemeteries are amazing. Like just looking at the different tombstones and the different names and dates and other information that you see. They're usually just really peaceful as well. But this is definitely a vibe. I love this. Of course, there's many other, I like many different sceneries, but this is definitely one of them I really like.
Is the greatest nation or nations in the world.
I love
now,
that.
Of course, just like any.
And again, guys, sorry for pausing. I keep on having thoughts. But is it true that it rains a lot over there? For some reason, that's what I'm thinking. It rains a lot in the UK, which I actually like. I know a lot of people in the UK, if it does rain a lot, probably get tired of it. But here it doesn't rain enough. I love rainy days. I think they're peaceful, But I'm just curious about that. Please let me know in the comments if it rains a lot over there.
Other country in the world, the nations that make up the UK are not perfect and they have plenty of issues of their own. And Britain has a very turbulent past. Throughout this video, we will try to stay out
the Parliament
of
building?
politics and keep it quite light-hearted. So let's kick off this video with number 10, the accent and language. Although most of the world thinks that the British people all sound like the Queen or news reporters.
No, I absolutely don't. That's something I definitely believe is that there's a lot of different accents there. I believe, like Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, England. I know they definitely have their own different dialects, but I believe within those borders, there's probably numerous other dialects. Like Southern England probably sounds different from Northern England. And it's really no different than it is in America. If you go across America, you're going to find all sorts of different accents. I have a Southern accent. My wife has kind of more of a Midwest accent because she was born in a different state than I was. So I for sure don't believe all of the British people sound the same.
This couldn't be any further from the truth. Yes, there are many people who speak the Queen's English, also known as received pronunciation. However, with so much history and different regions across the UK, you will find many different accents and dialect. From Scouse in Liverpool to Geordie in Newcastle to Glaswegian in Glasgow. Every accent sounds completely different from one another. You can literally drive 30 to 60 minutes away from where you live and you will find someone with a completely different accent.
What? Seriously, is that true? Wow. Okay, that's a little different. 30 to 60 minutes away and you come across a completely different accent. I mean, there's a lot of accents in America, but you're not really going to find much difference within like an hour. It's going to take you. Now, depending on like if you're in a state like North Carolina, for example, if you drive to the coast, you're going to have a coastal southern accent, and then if you drive to the mountains, you're going to have a mountainous southern accent, and in between you're going to have a different accent. But mostly you have to travel hours to really get states to get full different accents anyway.
To your own. The UK is also extremely multicultural, so you will find many different international accents across the country too. Number 9.
That is something that I didn't really believe too much until recently. I don't know why I know this. I haven't really looked into London or anything, but for some reason I know that London is a very diverse, multicultural place. And is it that way across the entirety of Britain, or is it just in certain cities?
9. It's breathtaking scenery. The UK is home to some of the most beautiful scenery in Europe.
Oh yeah. Man, I'm a sucker for like beautiful scenery. I don't know. Beautiful scenery and buildings, I'm guessing. I never really knew until the last few years. I never started to really appreciating buildings and the scenery surrounding me quite like I do now. But I I realize that my environment rubs off on me a lot. It really changes the way I feel a lot, depending on the environment I'm in. Yeah, man, that's beautiful. So far, what I've seen of the UK, which granted hasn't really been a lot. I got a long way to go, but so far it's a really, really beautiful place.
Europe, if not the world, especially in Scotland. The first thing people think of when they think of the UK is probably London, a huge urban concrete.
That is true. I think that probably is the first thing people think of. I mean, not the only thing, but definitely probably the first thing, because it's such a center hub for activity in the country.
Jungle. However, if you adventure outside of the capital,
yeah,
you'll find some absolutely stunning countryside.
Oh yeah.
The UK also has incredible beaches too, from the tropical setting in St Ives.
Oh, nice.
In the Scilly Islands to the pristine white sand you will find in the northwest of Scotland. The Isles off the Scottish Highlands.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow.
Which is the Isle of Skye, offers some of the most breathtaking views you will ever see. Number 8, it has...
Yeah, I can't wait to visit. It's going to be a while, but I can't wait to get over there and go exploring. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Different countries. The UK comprises of 4 different nations, each with their own culture, history and dialects. And although they claim to hate each other, I think this is generally a myth which is exaggerated on social media. I've met so many incredible and friendly people from Wales, Scotland.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I think I have already figured out that there's a type of sibling rivalry with the 4 different countries. There's not a true hatred. I don't really believe that the English hate the Scottish. I believe that there's like a jabbing or a ribbing or a banter, if you will, amongst the different peoples. But overall, I think at the end of the day, you guys come together as one group of nations in the United Kingdom, and that's awesome.
Scotland and Northern Ireland, who are very similar to me, but with just a different accent. Each country is rather similar. They usually have 1 or 2 large main cities, then plenty of smaller, charming towns and villages, with beautiful countryside in between. Number 7, it has London, often regarded as being one of the greatest cities in the world. Love it or hate it, you have to admit, London is one of the most important...
Hey, you guys got a Central Park. How big is that Central Park? The one in New York is like, what is it? 1 mile wide by 3 miles long, I believe. That looks like a pretty big Central Park. I think that's awesome when cities do that. I'm more of like, ultimately, I'm more of like a town guy. I like living where there's kind of, where there's nature around, where I can easily get out to explore or whatnot. But I do like going to the city from time to time, and I think it's awesome that they leave these green spaces within the middle of these of the cities.
And influential cities of all time. People from all corners of the
that's
planet
beautiful,
come to
lit
the
up.
UK to visit, to live, or to study in London. Yes, it is busy and it's expensive, but it offers some of the most desirable jobs in the world, and there is so much to do. You'll also find some of the world's most followed sports stadiums in London too.
So, sports, that's something I'm going to look into as well. What sports are the most popular in the UK? I believe rugby is very popular, which I honestly don't know a lot about rugby. I know what it is, but I really haven't ever watched rugby. Cricket, I'm not even sure I know what cricket is. I think it's where you have like the long mallet looking, I don't know what you call it, a long mallet, and then you hit these hard balls between these little horseshoe looking things, but I could be wrong. Or is that the disc? Anyway, obviously American football is not popular there. Personally, my favorite sport is probably basketball. That's really big in my area. But yeah, I'm interested in checking out some sports that I may not know much about. That would be interesting to. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment if you have an idea of maybe what I should check out in that regard, to what sports I should check out that are very popular in the UK.
Number 6, safety, climate, and the wildlife. The figures from the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, which ranks each member on many criteria, including safety, place the UK 11th out of 38 nations for safety.
That's
just
pretty
behind Canada, but ahead of Ireland and way ahead of the US, who are in 22nd place. They have the data to back this up too. In 2016, the UK recorded a lower homicide rate than Japan. Perhaps it's no wonder that 77% of Brits feel safe walking home at night alone. Although we love to moan about the weather in the UK, we are very lucky that we don't experience extreme weather or natural disasters, such as droughts, tsunamis, volcanoes, or bushfires. There are very occasional mini tornadoes and very small earthquakes, but they are barely powerful enough to knock over a garden gnome. The UK is also home to next to no deadly animals such as bears, snakes, or spiders.
Wait, what? There's no deadly animals really on the UK? Wow. I'm digging that, because as someone who likes to get out in nature, you always, if you go out too far in nature, you got to take your bear spray and and all that. So that's interesting. Like around here, there's many deadly snakes, there's bears, there's mountain lions, like many different variety of poisonous spiders, and on and on and on. So it would be interesting to be in a place that doesn't have those. You could feel safer with your kids out in nature. Also, again, I do think I'd really like the climate. I'm in an area that generally has really hot climate I wouldn't say most of the year, but probably most of the year. Yeah, and then we get a cold winter for 2 months, and we have just fall and spring are so short. That's the problem. Fall and spring are really short, and I would like for the fall and spring type weather to last longer. And it seems like the UK probably has the fall and spring weather last longer there.
You are on an adventure in the countryside, this is another thing you don't have to worry about. Number 5, the NHS, or the National Health Service. The NHS leads the world in terms of equity of access and ensuring people don't suffer financial hardship when they are ill. It also performs well in managing long-term conditions like diabetes and kidney disease, and is relatively efficient compared to other health systems around the world. The NHS usually ranks in the top 10 or 15 in the world for the best healthcare systems. Not too shabby.
That's something else I want to look into, is the way the healthcare system works over there. I know you guys have a universal healthcare system, which is what he's talking about. But I'm wondering, obviously that gets paid for with tax dollars, correct? And I wonder, what is the increase in taxes to cover that? So in other words, what would the average middle class person pay extra in taxes to cover the cost of basically being covered with health care? And also, is dental care part of that? It always annoyed me that over here, we not only do we have to pay for health insurance, it doesn't include dental care. So you literally, dental insurance is basically useless. So you basically have to pay dental visits out of pocket, anything that you need dental wise out of pocket, which is, that's pretty annoying. But yeah, just let me know, guys, how does the tax situation paying for the health care work? And what, does anybody have an idea of a good video that could explain the UK's health care structure to me? Thanks.
Number 4, the higher education system. The World Universities listing estimates there are over 26,000 universities worldwide. Now, out of all of those, you could probably count on one hand the number that are global household names, and 2 of them happen to be in Britain. Yep, Oxford and Cambridge.
Yeah, I know
They are
those.
still the creme of the crop as far as higher education is concerned. And you've also got Durham too. And the reason for their renown isn't just historical. Across the whole of Britain, the higher education system consistently delivers some of the best results on the planet. Students travel from all corners of the planet to study in the UK. In doing so, they will also get to experience UK nightlife and the quality of life and safety that comes with it. Number 3, castles and ruins. The UK is old as hell, therefore it has
Yeah.
many ancient ruins,
Beautiful.
castles and structures to be discovered far and wide. In England alone, there are said to be around 4,000 castles. So if you're from a
4,000,
relatively
wow.
new country like Australia, New Zealand or Canada or even America, then you may have never seen a castle or ancient building before. So coming to the
Pretty
UK
true.
provides an authentic historical viewing. Number 2, discovering countries and the Commonwealth. Britain created countries such as Australia, Singapore and the USA, in which in the short space of around 300 years have become world leaders in so many aspects. No other country can claim to have created
That's
anything
true.
close to what Britain has achieved. In doing so, its legacy has continued to evolve. Much of what was once the British Empire continues to be part of the Commonwealth, an alliance of 54 nations.
Let's see. Man, that's a lot of nations.
Across the world with a combined population of over 2 billion.
Wow.
Long after the empire has ceased to exist. Number 1, inventions. The UK invented most of the technology that the modern world runs on. The TV, the computer and the World Wide Web. And while Marconi was Italian, he developed his wireless radio transmission in the UK. The list of British inventions is endless. The UK also developed most of the world's most popular sports such as football or soccer, rugby, cricket, tennis and golf. The UK is a world leader in the arts, particularly literature and theatre. From Shakespeare to Andrew Lloyd Webber, from Chaucer to J.K. Rowling. We've also had a big impact on music, TV, movies and video games, such as Harry Potter and James Bond.
Music, absolutely. Like it's amazing when you think of how many British musicians have that are like world famous. That's definitely something that sticks out.
So there we have it. 10 reasons.
Stonehenge. Huh. Where is this exactly? What part of the UK is this in?
Why we think the UK is one of, if not the best country in the world, or countries. Of course, as we mentioned before, it's not perfect, it does have many issues, but as a whole, it is a very safe and friendly country where people from all across the world decide to emigrate to. So what is your thoughts on the UK? Do you live here? Perhaps you've never been before and you'd love to visit. Let us know in the comment section below what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to drop a like, and if you love this sort of content and learning about countries and cities from around the world, then consider subscribing. It's completely free and we've got plenty more to come. Thanks again for watching and we'll see.
Wow. Well, I must say that list is very comprehensive, and I must say I agree with him on most of those points. I think that great place to live. Based off of these 10 reasons, I can't think of a reason why you would move away. I think I might want to move there. Wow. Who knows? Maybe I will one day. I'm going to go exploring one day, and considering it's where my ancestors are from, I might. I know that people sometimes experience that when they finally go visit somewhere where their ancestors once lived. There's just a part of them that feels at home, and so it wouldn't surprise me if I experienced that when I went there. As I'm seeing the landscapes and the buildings and just some of the things he was talking about, it does makes me feel comfortable. I absolutely love the landscapes. I do. I can't explain it. And I believe I like your weather, your climate, for the most part. I'm sure the southern tip of England is got a completely different climate from the northern tip of Scotland. But as a whole, I think that the climate's probably good, and I think that the safety's good. I know world class cuisine is there. They're absolutely right about the entertainment that has come out of the UK. Just the healthcare system being covered is, that's obviously a beneficial thing that I've never experienced in my life. I could go on and on. There seems to be a lot to like about living in the UK. But yeah, guys, I guess that's all I can say for that right now. Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous over some of those points. So I hope you guys take advantage of the beauty that is there and get out exploring. Get out in nature a little bit, because you got some beautiful places there. Don't get me wrong, America's got some beautiful places too. But what I've seen in the UK is kind of, that's my vibe. I love all the scenery I've seen, all the nature I've seen. I love it. But anyways, guys, enough of me rambling. Thank you for checking out this video, and if you like this, please hit that like button, and also please leave your comments in the comments section if you have some recommendations for me to check out, or if you just want to add to what was said on this video. Also, guys, please hit that subscribe button if you want to follow me on my journey, and because this journey is just getting started, and I plan on learning everything I can over the course the next months and probably years, the way it's going. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for being with me today. Until next time, peace.